clear of the closing doors, please.
The speed of everything happens faster in New York.
When I hear New York City, I think first of just coming here as a kid, seeing the Empire State Building and the Statue of Liberty.
New York City is the urban jungle. I mean, it's crazy. This city really is. Yet there's some triathletes who live here and do it successfully.
I think coming to New York for an Ironman is a great experience. Just like any destination Ironman, you know, you choose to go somewhere you've never been because it gives you an excuse to explore while accomplishing a goal.
New York City is the Ironman U.S. championship race, and there's only a handful of American guys in this pro field, and so you know, the pressure's on kind of all of us to step our games up and perform well.
My expectations for this weekend are just try to really test some things, try to push myself and push the envelope a bit, and see how fast I can go and how much I can hurt myself.
So I was a fat kid growing up. All through elementary school, middle school, high school, I was over 200 pounds in high school. I was athletic. I played sports, but I was the big girl. And when I graduated and I was going to go into this big world in New York City, I knew I had to do something. And I had no willpower for diets because I love food too much.
10 years ago, I'm sitting at between 300 and 320 pounds. Monday through Friday, my breakfast was going to McDonald's, getting a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on a bagel. I'd get the hash brown. I'd get the large supersized diet, regular Coke at that point. I'd go back to McDonald's for lunch, come home, eat a regular meal, probably double helpings.
I said, I'm gonna do a triathlon because I'd been watching them on television since I was 8 years old. And I remember the first time I cried watching one, being a kid, and you're like, why am I crying? What? But no one's hurt, no one's dying, nothing's happening. And I was like, oh, I'm happy for these people, this regular guy who's coming across the finish line. And I was like, that's kind of awesome. I lost about 60 pounds in my process of getting there. And it's, you know, fluctuated here and there over the years. But I try and always to at least do one race a year. The Ironman was the final goal. It's a lifetime goal, and you know, I'm only 27, so I have a lot of lifetime goals, so I'm glad I'm getting this one out of the way early.
It's been a little bit of a struggle. You know, I'm down in the lobby and I'm seeing all these guys going out, guys and ladies going out for their rides, and every one of them is 100 pounds less than me. I know these guys have trained harder than me. They're more disciplined with their diet than me, but the end result is I just hope to get to the finish line just like them.
I'm not gonna be the winner. I'm not gonna be in the top 10 of my age group. I need to cross that finish line. That's the only thing I'm competing with is myself and that clock.
I'm stoked. No nerves as of yet. I have had a stomach ache all night long though. So that might be nerves. It might be egg salad. I don't know.
I definitely have routines as well. I need my coffee, I need my breakfast, but a little bit of nerves are great on the start line. You don't want to be too relaxed because it's a big day and it's a big event, and you should be a little jittery and excited.
As you see, there's a flag next to me. My sister Deborah Kobus was 36 years old on 9/11. She happened to be on the 83rd floor of Tower 2. And about a year after the terrorist attack, a person that I did not know from California sent me this flag because they knew I was a runner. And I just started to run marathons throughout the country with this flag. And now I'm attempting to run, do this Ironman. The flag contains all 2,900 and change names. This is our team captain, just so you know, John Highland.
Good morning.
This man has done 8 Ironman and actually had remission of leukemia. So he's the captain.
First one since, so good day, be a great race.
I mean, it's a time trial start. It's not as, if you like, hectic as some of our events. So I still think it's an anticipation as they get off the ferry boat, and you know their time is, you know, it's now.
Confident that I will be able to make the cutoff times. It's a time trial start for the age groupers, but it's first come, first serve, so they're not starting in age groups. So you could be starting with some super fast, really strong guys who want to like clobber you.
As an age grouper, I was focused a little more outwardly on what other people were doing, and now as a pro, I'm focused more internally on what I'm doing, and so I'm not as focused or in awe or amazed of what everyone else is doing as I am about, all right, let's just worry about what I can control.
After that great swim, it really makes this seem like it's just meant to be today, and I'm just going to stay out there and do whatever I got to do to get this done.
White bound, ahead to your left. So far, so good. You always have to improvise, but so far, so good. I have a great group of volunteers with me today.
It's not just Ironman. I've never volunteered for an Ironman event before, but I have volunteered several times for the New York City Triathlon, and I've run it several times, and it's a great event. It's in my home city, but just anything that I do, I try to be enthusiastic about, because I think enthusiasm rubs off, whether it's the athletes, you know, saying something to me or the people that I work with, or my people wishing somebody good luck to go out there and have a great race, have a good day. Because at the end of the day, the people that we're looking at, the majority of the people in these races are never going to win anything. They're just going to do it to do it.
Good job, guys.
What inspires me the most out of this group are the older people in their 60s and 70s, and the Achilles athletes. I've seen several athletes, amputees with one leg, amputee with one arm, and at least 4 or 5 people who are blind who are leaving on a tandem bike with a guide. And when you see that, you know, it puts chills up and down your spine. It almost makes me cry just to see that. And you think, if they can do it, you know, look at your life. Anytime you have a bad day, think about these people doing an Ironman on the back of a bike who can't see. And I look at that and I get a ton of inspiration from it.
Hills are killing me, but I make it up on the downhills. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it would be possible. The mindset I was in back then, it's not going to happen. What happened was my mother and father were in a car accident. Unfortunately, my mother passed, and it's, you know, at that point I probably was around 250 pounds, and then I had to do a lot of commuting back and forth to see my father. I missed a lot of workouts, and you know, you're going up back and forth, you're just falling back into you stop at McDonald's, easy to get a meal, and you know, then when you sign up for the race, and then you're kind of like, all right, I'm sure my mom would love to see me, would have been able to love to see me do this race, and let me try to refocus now and use some of that energy to get me through this.
Water's up ahead! Go, 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 go!
We're up at exit 13 in the Ironman New York City today. We're giving out water here to the bikers. I'm looking forward to being out here next year myself. So hopefully they'll be as good at giving out water as I am. Have a good day, everybody. Good luck.
The athletes are going to be faced with a challenging 2-loop first 14 miles of the run. Very hilly in Palisades Park, but offers spectacular views of the George Washington Bridge and Manhattan skyline. The other challenge they'll face is actually coming up and over steps to get onto the George Washington Bridge, crossing the span of the George Washington Bridge, coming down steps on the other side to the flat last 7 or 8 miles down through Riverside Park.
Think about it every day. When I go walk my dog, I always try to pick up every piece of litter I can, because I think about how many times I throw a cup on the ground in a race, and about how somebody who's volunteering quickly goes and picks up my cup and throws it in the garbage.
It's such a hard job. A lot of the athletes out there aren't very appreciative at the time. They're suffering. We're all probably a little bit selfish, thinking about our own pain at the moment, but I do think that afterwards we all really appreciate what the volunteers do. finish of an Ironman, the last hour is difficult, regardless of the race. Some obviously more than others, depending on how your day has been going. But yeah, the last hour, mentally and physically, you're at your breaking point, and it's just, I just try to focus singularly on getting to that finish line, one foot in front of the other, and just keep going and get there as quickly as possible.
Struggling a little bit right now, but you know, I got the most out of myself today, and you know, I came in with the goal of trying to win this race, and I let it all hang out, tried to win, and ended up finishing sixth. But still proud of the sixth place finish today because I got a lot out of my body that I didn't really want to get out. So some days are like that.
I didn't sleep last night.
We hope to inspire age groupers, but more often than not, the opposite's true. Everyone out there is really pushing themselves to their limits, and I think that's what it comes down to, is age groupers and pros alike are just really trying to reach their own personal limits.
Finishing an Ironman is one of the most memorable experiences ever, and what makes finishing an Ironman so memorable is the journey that it takes to get there. And so when you're finishing an Ironman, what's running through your head is not just the finish, it's all the emotion that you've carried with you through the day, you know, managing all the highs and all the lows. And wherever you are, whatever Ironman you're racing, whether you're in Hawaii, New York City, Lake Placid, Arizona, you turn the corner to the finish line, you see the finish line, it's always going to be one of the most memorable things in your life. It's all the emotion that you have from the day that makes that so memorable. And you know, the last 2 hours of an Ironman event, you know, it's dark, the temperature's cooling off usually, and the energy levels just start to skyrocket because the crowd gets bigger and bigger because you have more and more people who are finished and more spectators, and cheering on those last couple hours before midnight is epic.
It's, you know, bringing a tear to my eye already, but I have a feeling I'll be crying, and I think I'll take you know, the emotion of the crowd and use that as my energy, and I'll be thinking of my wife, my kids, my mother. I think she would be extremely proud of me. Part of me likes to say, yeah, I hope someday I will see my mother again in another life, and if that does happen, then I know then she will be there, you know, Saturday when I cross that finish line.
You know, I look at life as a dash, and the dash is what's going to be on your headstone. It's going to be from the day that you were born until the day that you die. And that's what people are going to know about you if they're walking through a cemetery. It's that dash. And I just think of myself, you have such a limited time on this earth to go out and do as many things as possible. And that's you know, don't live your life and, you know, when you're too old to do something and say, hey, I wish I could have done this, I wish I could have done that. So make the most out of that dash, because, you know, it's your life.